It's a Dazzler Report channel. On the way, it's the channel you need to watch, the channel you need to see. The channels you watch, the channels I see. No need to impress, only need to express. Today's Sunday what is it today? Sunday the 14th, no, it's Sunday the 15th of June 2024. It's soon be Christmas 2033, soon be Easter 2040 when the Vapor Canopy returns. I was talking about the other day, yesterday, I think it was. I was talking about the controlled demolition of the UK, the controlled demolition of not so Great Britain, and we got Keir Starmer, aka Queer Starling, World Economic Forum Muppet, running the shit show. Hardcore, extreme left-wing communist style. I already mentioned that he's taken away the heating allowance from the old people on a U-turn because he promised he wouldn't do that during the election campaign, because the Tory party were going to do that. He wouldn't do that. Oh, we wouldn't do that. Anyway, that was that. That was one of the first things he did as soon as he was accepted to number 10. Take away the heating allowance from the old people. Basically, the illegal migration kind of increased more. Didn't do nothing about that. That's coming on. That's being funded. I think it's costing something like the taxpayer. I think I heard somewhere something like £40 million a day to fund these illegal migrants that are being held up in hotels and private residential renting places as well now. Did I mention that they get electric bikes in the last video? And they're getting football tickets. I think I covered all that. So a lot of money is going into that. A lot of money is going into the Ukraine. Billions. It's done a 100-year deal with Ukraine. I think there's even money going into stupid things like transgender studies or something like transgender. There I am. Transgender studies in Pakistan or something like that, or some African country. One of many stupid, pointless, woke projects which don't serve any purpose whatsoever but to screw people's minds up. What else have we got? What did I not cover? Oh yeah, and then there's this threat to get this so-called threat of Russia invading Europe, World War III. Right now we've got Iran getting smashed by Israel. I think it's an unfair fight again because Israel's probably the most armed country in the Middle East. Sort of full backing of the American industrial complex. All that's going on in the background, or the foreground, whichever way you want to look at it. World War 33 could kick off any moment. Ireland too is getting swamped. Saw this interesting video yesterday regarding illegal migrants, and back in the 1950s when Castro first took power, 50s or 60s, Castro, a lot of the citizens of Cuba wanted to get out and go to America because they hated that communist regime, and the Americans thought, yeah, that is a good idea. Let's open the gates for refugees to come over from Cuba and settle here in the USA. You know, it's mainly places like Florida and Miami, which is just quite close to Cuba. I think the nearest point between Cuba and USA is like 90 miles, isn't it? It's like a 90-mile stretch of water. Not too far, really. It's like the distance between London and Bournemouth. In fact, it's less than that. So, what Castro had done. He said, all right, yeah, that's not a problem. So he let out all the prisoners, let out a bunch of prisoners, mentally ill, drug addicts, criminally minded, all them kind, all the undesirables, people he didn't want in his country. He shipped them all over to America, and then crime just started skyrocketed in the places where he sent them, like in Miami, for example. So the city, what have you got now? You've got these migrants coming over here to Ireland and to UK and to the Western countries, and basically you've got all the undesirables coming from Romania, Albania, Eastern Europe, or wherever, Africa. This guy from Ireland was saying that this is what's happening in Ireland. It's unsafe to walk the streets. It's unsafe to walk the streets, and crime is rife. So there's that going on at the taxpayers' expense. The Red Indians, North American Indians, they actually they didn't fare too well for mass migration, did they? Yeah, when you think about it. They didn't fare too well for mass migration. Egyptian gun, 1500 and something or other. And Ireland's very small populated, 4 or 5 million people in Ireland. And I think right now we've probably got way more than 100,000, if not 200,000 or more, illegal migrants already moved there. This is continuing. They don't come over boats even, they just get off the airplane. Well, that was what this guy was saying. Saying in Cuba, with all these undesirables, criminally minded, drug addicts, insane people, criminally insane, they throw away all the documents, so they have no documentation of who they are. So they turn up in America, they don't know jack about them. Well, that's what you got here. And in Ireland and in the Western countries, you've got all these illegal migrants coming over here. They don't have a passport, don't have documentation, nothing. You don't know who they are from Adam. So there is that. I was saying that on my video the other day. Controlled demolition of the UK. These are like weapons of mass destruction in the form of human bodies coming over here to completely and utterly destroy the fabric of our society. And then you've got Sadiq Khan. Let's talk about Sadiq Khan, Muslim. Supposedly his dad was a bus driver. Supposedly. Another communist, woke, lefty type. This is the Royal Arsenal. This is where they used to build weapons for the British Empire. This is one of the main hubs of weapon manufacturing for the British Empire. It's all residential now. So, yeah. So he's got knighted. Lord Sausage Fingers placed a sausage blade on his shoulder and gave him a knighthood. And he's another one. He's been the mayor since 2016. Knife crime has skyrocketed. Crime in general skyrocketed. You've got the ULEZ and congestion zone thing going on. Totally wiping people's bank accounts clean. Cleaning people out. Extortion racket. Business rates have skyrocketed. Small businesses struggling. Of course, when the scamdemic was on, and they had the BLM marches, he allowed that, and he said, I stand with BLM, even though we're causing riots and throwing objects at police. He was showing support for BLM, you know. I mean, we've got no kings now in America, but that's one for another video. The riots in America, LA riots, no kings, coming from the same production company headed by George Soros, as the migrants are. The migrants being the Soros Vikings, the boatmen. So Sadiq Khan's been knighted at London from 2016. Last 9 years since he's been in the Mayor of London. This city has turned into a complete and utter third world shithole. He's done nothing but destroy this city. And the king, so-called King Sausage Finger the Third, King Chuck the Third, has knighted him. What a piss take, eh? You can see that the people running the show are our enemies. You can see that the people, the so-called king, the mayor, the prime minister, all of them, all the same club, big club. They are our enemies, and they're out to crush us. They want to destroy us, especially the indigenous people of this country. They're pushing the Kalergi plan, white extinction. That's on full throttle now, the Kalergi plan. And these are all agents, Sausage Fingers, Khan, Stalin, all these people pushing these agendas through. They're all in on it. They are our enemies. They are the enemies of humanity. They're all about for depopulation. I remember Prince Philip before he died, quite a bit before he died. Let's just let's conclude this video on this one little anecdote from Prince Philip, Queen Lizard II's husband, said, and he died, I think allegedly, he died in 2021, I think, during the scamdemic. And he said a few years ago, he said, if reincarnation exists, I want to be reborn as a virus and wipe out most of humanity, because there's too many humans on the planet, and they all think that there's too many of us. We're living too long, and the world is overpopulated. And Prince Philip himself said he would like to be born as a virus and wipe out most of humanity.